Right, so on a slightly more down note and a bit of a sad note, should we say, Sven-Goran Eriksson, the ex-England manager, has tragically passed away. We knew it was happening. It was one of those where he announced he was terminally ill, I think early in the year, and he's passed away today. And you've only got to look at the tributes that people put in for him. He obviously is, from what they say, because we don't know him personally, but from what people have said, he was obviously a lovely, lovely man, and it's a loss for his family, and but we love football. He loved football, and from a football perspective, it's obviously we've lost one of the greats. I think it's a shame because I was only around for his England career and after. So, the Leicester, City, I think he managed Notts County for a while. That wasn't the real Sven-Goran Eriksson. That wasn't. If you've only got to look at the ex-players that played under him and what he achieved with Lazio, Sampdoria, he was a special, special manager. And I even think from an England perspective, I think he was unlucky because do you know what? He gets a lot of the blame for England's failures with the so-called golden generation. I think a lot of that England team need to look in the mirror as well, because Sven-Goran Eriksson wasn't the only reason why England didn't achieve anything. And if you look at it, he lost to Brazil, the best team in the world, and it was proven because they went and won the World Cup in 2002. But then Portugal 2004, he loses on penalties. 2006 again, loses on penalties. He was very unlucky, and he gets a lot of stick for obviously putting Scholes on the left wing, and a lot of people who always make this point weren't actually around, so they're even younger than me. What they don't remember is, because I used to watch a lot of Man United growing up, because they were neck and neck with Arsenal. Ferguson played Scholes on the left quite a lot, and Scholes has been on record saying that he didn't mind it too much because, for United, he was still affecting the game. I don't think Scholes on the left was as big a scandal as people make out. They blame him, Sven-Goran Eriksson, for the failures, putting Scholes on the left. But Scholes was playing on the left quite a lot for United, and I think England failed because England weren't good enough. It's that simple. That you can say it's a golden generation, but there was some very, very good countries as well. And I think Gerrard and Lampard obviously playing in the middle. I think most people would have done what he did. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. We always like to be wise after the event, but putting Scholes on the left wasn't the sole reason why England didn't achieve anything, is what I'm trying to get at. But I think he done okay for England, especially he's responsible for one of my favourite ever England performances, and that was he's not the sole reason, but he was the manager. The Germany game, 5-1, what a game. I get goosebumps when I get, and shivers even like thinking about that game. That was just, as a kid growing up for me, I was a little bit old. I was old enough to remember it. I watched it, and it was just a wonderful game of football. And I'll never forget that. And Sven was obviously the manager. So I've lost a bit of my childhood there. With him tragically passing away, because that was one of my favourite ever England games. One of my favourite. I think it is my favourite. I think it's my favourite England performance because it was, I still get very nostalgic from it. And it was, you don't beat Germany 5-1 just, every day. It wasn't the same Germany, but it was definitely a good Germany side. A lot of the players that played in that game had won Champions Leagues with Bayern, so it was a well-known group of players. But even what you did at Lazio, players like Juan Sebastian Veron, even Fergie couldn't really get a tune out of Veron. But Veron was unbelievable under Eriksson. He was absolutely unbelievable under Eriksson. And that's what he did. A lot of players played very well for him. And in Italy, he achieved a lot. And he's very well respected in Serie A. And he was a great manager. It's a shame I wasn't alive to witness some of it. I was quite young as well with the Lazio stuff. But yeah, he was a serious manager, Sven-Goran Eriksson. We all know him from his England stuff. But yeah, I just always feel that he was just, I don't want to say laughed. I think, yeah, he was a bit laughed at, after England. He didn't do too well at City. He then didn't do too well at Leicester and Notts County. And he was a bit of a laughing stock. And it's a shame because he won so much. The disrespect towards one of the greatest managers in Italian football, I just think it was, it didn't sit well with me. But yeah, it's one of those. He's tragically passed away, and I'll remember him fondly for his England teams. And yeah, I don't think I still think he was one of our better managers with England. I think we played good football under him, and he was. Yeah, I've got some good memories of England growing up, and I just think he was unlucky with 2 penalty shootouts and losing to Brazil. And the skull stuff. Listen, England weren't good enough. It's that simple. You can't keep just blaming the manager, because I think he done better than people give him credit for. So, yeah, it's a terrible loss. We've lost Sven-Goran Eriksson. It was tragic. I've seen a few clips of his Amazon documentary. It's just, what an inspiration as well. To know that your time's going to be up, and to still talk like the way he's been talking is an inspiration to everyone. The fact that he, how many other people would have just been so negative, and rightly so. I'd be the same. I'd be so negative. I wouldn't want to even talk to people. And this guy is inspiring people with his words about life, his positivity about life. And to do that when your time is coming up, it tells you a lot about the man, and it just shows what a great man he was. And yeah, it's tragic. It's very sad, but hopefully we can celebrate his wonderful managerial career. And I'll always have wonderful memories of him managing England, because it's your first memories. For me, you never forget your first memories of your country, your club, and Sven had a big part to play in that.